If you die, I die, because I can't live another day without you. I think maybe you can be a little bit more somber instead of like channeling forcefulness. Okay. If you die, I die, because I can't live another day without you. Perfecto! Oh, you're a natural with acting and you're so sexy when you do it. Thanks. I love you so much. I love you yesterday. Love you still. Always have. Always will. Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here again today with another Synastry Venus in Houses video, and today we're going to talk about Venus in the 5th house. So I have made an introduction video to Synastry. You can click the links up above and in the description box below to watch, so you can kind of get an idea about what each of the houses mean in Synastry, because it's kind of a little different from what it would mean in like your own natal chart. So you can watch that and then come back and watch this video. Venus is that part of someone that's all about relationships and love and working together in cooperation and harmony and art and beauty and all those wonderful things. And the 5th house is kind of about romance and creativity and art. So Venus in partner's 5th house, Venus is really comfortable here. So this is actually a really nice place to be having Venus in Synastry, because we kind of want to have that part of our relationship to be about romance, right? You kind of want romance to happen in a relationship, and Venus in partner's 5th house will allow that to happen. With this placement, the Venus person really views the house person as being an ideal romantic partner. They really do. And sometimes, you know, you think about the 5th house is ruled by Leo, so this Venus becomes like a Venus in Leo. So they really put their partner on a pedestal. The Venus person really just kind of admires, adores, and is kind of mesmerized by the house person's, you know, physical appearance, definitely, and just kind of the way that they pursue romance in general. The two of you are really going to be able to be creative together. So this is a great place if you want to do any creative projects together. You know, you are like each other's muse. And so there can be like a lot of feelings from both the Venus and the house person, like romantic feelings, you know, like, you know how when you look at someone and you're like, yeah, I feel just a lot of romance. I just feel love. That's what this can feel like. But of course, this placement really is just purely about romance. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't really necessarily indicate that there's going to be a practical commitment within the relationship in any sense. But yes, you know, this feeling of romance will continue to be there throughout the relationship if there are other factors there that is showing that these two are together long term. But if there aren't, then this doesn't necessarily indicate that it could be a long-term relationship, but it can be like very much a dating kind of a relationship, and it's really a good energy to have for dating. Ooh, there's a bee. It's really cute. Oh, and you know, if there are not really any harsh aspects from Saturn to Venus and things like that in the Synastry, then this can show that, you know, it's really easy for the two of you to show affection, the physical affection towards each other, a lot of kissing and cuddling and hugging, and it's great for sex as well. But you know, the kind of like small little bit of difficulty that this placement can bring is that because the Venus person is likely to, you know, hold the house person on a pedestal, sometimes, you know, the house person, depending on how confident they are in their own, you know, self-worth and self-love, how much self-love they have for themselves, if they are secure within all those things, their values and self-love, then they are likely to appreciate the Venus person for doing this and feeling this way about them. If they're not that secure, then when the Venus person gives them all of this attention and admiration, they're likely to kind of be a little too proud. You can see that happening, which means that they can kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say take advantage, but they can kind of take what the Venus person is willing to give them too far. They can have underlying motivations for wanting to keep the Venus person, because the Venus person can kind of lift up their self-esteem in a way that they feel that they can't get if they weren't with the Venus person. So I hope that kind of made sense. But generally, yeah, like you have to see who the house person is, because the Venus person can just feel so generous with the house person that they just want to give a lot. So they got to be careful there. But this is also like a really fun placement to have. This is the house of creativity and fun, games and children, right? So the two of you are likely going to be having a lot of fun together, with all else being equal in the synastry. But at least there's going to be this feeling of like, oh, this person can be a lot of fun to be with. And actually, the attraction here really comes also because the Venus and the house person are seeing each other as fun to be with. You know, like at the end of the day, when I'm done with my work, what do I want to do now? Well, maybe I want to hang out with this person now, because it's like I can do a lot of leisurely activities and find enjoyment in these leisurely activities with this person. I think that's all that I have to say for this Venus placement. Like I mentioned, it's not necessarily a long-term serious kind of a placement, but it can be depending on other things that's going on in the chart. But this one will just add that really nice part of a relationship where there is romance. But you know, romance will kind of wear off after this infatuation stage, after the honeymoon stage of a relationship. Generally it wears off, but then from time and time again you can kind of light the fireworks and create the romance again, you know? So a lot of the times when you're with a partner, you're just kind of like friends. You're kind of like the 11th house. This is the 5th house, right? So, you know, there has to be an element of something else, something that has more to do with friendship or understanding. You know, if there's just romance all the time, and when the infatuation or the honeymoon stage wears off, then this Venus placement can kind of also wear off. But definitely, it's definitely great for dating. Yeah, that's all guys. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't. If you already subscribed, then thank you very much for coming along with us on these astrology journeys of self-growth and learning more about ourselves and having better relationships with the people around us. I'll see you soon guys. Bye!